First things first, read the question. How much money does Charles have if Rebecca has $158.66? Cool. So what I'm saying here is, okay, I'm looking for Charles' money. So I can say Charles has blank dollars. Everyone, is that where you started the problem as well? Did you start the problem out by saying Charles has blank dollars? Or how much money does Charles have? Or Charles equals $ blank. Cool. So at the very least, with this first step, we should feel confident that we know what we're looking for. Then the question is, what are we given that might help us get to what we're looking for? Let's see. So when you read the story, you see that it says Rebecca and Charles realized that their total savings was short by $194.86. They actually needed a total of $628.91 to make the purchase. Let's pause really quick, because my question is, regardless of whether you think this question is easy or hard, are you prepared to answer more like this? Do you understand everything that you need to know leading up to this, like fractions, decimals? All of these questions that I'm asking you are legitimate questions that every successful ASVAB test taker needs to ask themselves. And so tracking your progress, guaranteeing that you know you're ready, that's the number one way to prepare. And that's why we designed our progress dashboards for the math basics, arithmetic reasoning, and math knowledge. No more do you have to guess and hope for the best in terms of, hey, I practiced for 2 days straight, I hope I'm ready. That happens way too often, and then people move on only to find out that they weren't ready and then time was wasted. So don't waste time. When you have a plan and a progress book like this that's lined up for you from beginning to end, you are absolutely 100% guaranteed to grow. So if you're happy about that or excited, go ahead, click the link in the description of this video or text me at 567-698-8867. Text me asking me about how the program works. I'm more than happy to take time out of my day to make sure that you're successful. So don't waste time. Let's make sure you get the score you want in that job you deserve. Hit me up, click the link in the description, and let's get you in there. So this sounds very, very similar to the question we did prior, where the question was, hey, okay, it sounds like the story is saying Rebecca plus Charles, they're short. So here's another way that you could actually show this question. You could say that Rebecca plus Charles would be equal to the 628.91, but they don't actually have that total amount. They actually have that amount minus 194.86. Did anybody else show it that way? Where they said Rebecca plus Charles is the total amount of money, but you got to take away that 194.86 because they're short by that much money. And it's honestly the same exact thing as the other way when you think about it. Everybody, let me just show you. So if we're going over here, take a look. It's the same thing. Sharon, Michael, and the 153 equals all that. Quick question, everybody. If I wanted to put this 153.26 on the other side, what would I do to both sides to make that happen? What would I do to make that go on the other side? Yeah, I would subtract that on both sides, right? I would subtract the 153.26 on both sides. And that's exactly what would happen. If you subtracted it on both sides, look at what we have here. It's subtracted on the other side. So it's literally the same thing. You can say Rebecca plus Charles plus this equals the grand total. Or you can say that Rebecca and Charles together are almost at their goal. They're just short by the 194. So whatever this minus the 194 is, that's actually the amount that they have. Because they don't have this. You got to take that away from the total. So even if we didn't use that strategy, even if we didn't show it this way, can you still make sense out of it? Rebecca and Charles, they're short by this much money. So to see how much money Rebecca and Charles have, you start with the total that they should have and take away what they don't have. So yes or no, can we still wrap our heads around this one, even if it's not the exact way that we wrote it? Cool. And even if not, it's quite all right. Really what I'm going for is making sure that we can try to see things in more than one way to be able to build that confidence, again, more than one way. So here we go. Rebecca plus Charles equals all that. Everybody, whose money do we know we have? Whose money do we know we have? We know we have Rebecca. Rebecca has how much money exactly? Help me out. Right, 158.66. So we have 158.66 plus Charles, which is who we're looking for. And we can actually subtract this right now if we wanted to. We could. And we could try a little bit of mental math to really help us get this done pretty easy here. Because we can just say 628 minus 194. I mean, we could just go ahead and take away 200 and then add 6 back. That's really a good strategy to use. I could take away 200 and add 6 back. So 428 plus 6, 434. 434.91 minus 86, 434 and 5 cents. Right there. So we have 434 and 5 cents. Again, don't worry about it if it's with mental math or not. We can still get it done. It's all good, Blake. We're going to make those mistakes in the beginning, but hopefully, again, as we continue trying, we'll make less and less of those mistakes. So it's a good thing you're making the mistakes here and not on the ASVAB, because now that we have this, everybody, what are we supposed to do to both sides of this little equation to get the problem done? What are we supposed to do? And be specific here to what side. To what side? Right, we want to get rid of everything around Charles. We want to get Charles by himself. So what I'm going to do is take away what's around Charles. Take this away from both sides. Boom. And once we take care of this, that's gone. And we see that Charles equals, and we see here, we can again use some mental math again if you wanted to. So many different ways you can go about this. But just to appease the people that want to just do decimal subtraction straight up, sure, we can go ahead and start off by noticing that you actually have to borrow from everything. Because I can take 4 here to make 3, to make 10, to make 9, to make 15. Then 15 minus 6, that's going to be 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 minus 8, oh, can't do that. 2 and 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Then 2 minus 5, oh, got to borrow again. 12 minus 5 is 7. 3 minus 1 is 2. And you get yourself 275.39. But I just want to point out with the mental math there, that wasn't really mental math. That was a lot of borrowing, a lot of confusion. And that's why I really want to implore you and really suggest learning mental math for yourself. Anybody here used mental math on these problems with decimals and felt pretty confident about it? Has anybody used mental math with these decimals? Because again, we just proved that the answer is right there. We're good. And as always, my party people, thanks for watching. You can subscribe with that button right there. And you can also see a link to a video just like this one right up there. But most importantly, if you want the program and you want to raise your score the right way, every step of the way with my support, there's that link at the bottom left. Go ahead, click that link, watch the video on how the program works, subscribe, and raise your score.